Hi everyone, I'm making one pan pork today, and I decided to make pork because I come from a town in Italy where pork was the number one meat that we used. We raised a pig and we fed him all scraps from the table, and then we had a slaughtering time where someone came into the town and slaughtered our pigs, and we lived off them for the whole year. We used the intestines for sausages, and we used all the meat products, and we make soppressata. We make lard or fat. My mother used every bit of it. Even the blood was used to make a dessert. And of course, I don't do that here. I don't think many people do it in Italy anymore either. They don't raise the pigs and slaughter them anymore. But that's why we love pork. And I decided on pork today. And I went to the grocery store and I looked for pork to see which one I would use for this recipe. And I decided to use the tenderloin because it was on sale. So as you could see, I have enough to cook for 8 people. And it only costs $8.40. It was on sale for $2.99 a pound, which is an excellent amount of money to spend today in today's economy. As you know, it's so expensive to feed a family today. And the other reason I like tenderloin is because it has dark meat. I happen to think dark meat is much easier to cook with. I find that if I buy the pork chops, the white meat, it gets tough and hard to chew. So this is my favorite cut. You know, as long as it has some kind of dark meat or dark meat with white meat attached to it is fine. So whatever you find on sale is what I'm suggesting you do. And pork is very flavorful in itself. And not only can you make it for this recipe, but something like this, pork tenderloin, you just open the package, put salt and pepper, and put it in the oven. I mean, that's it. And then just make a vegetable with it. And there's so many dishes. You could slice it very thin. You could slice it thick, any way you like. You can make it. If you slice it small, it cooks faster, as you know. So this recipe, I'm making the tenderloin, and I'm using 2 potatoes, 2 onions, 2 cloves of garlic, and I have 1 can of peas, which we'll throw in towards the end. And of course, it's Italian style, so we're using tomato sauce right in the can. You just pour it over. And I'm going to just put a little oil at the bottom of the pan to saute the meat and then add the vegetables. And that's all the ingredients. Of course, we have the spices and herbs. I have oregano, I have rosemary, I have thyme, and of course, salt and pepper. Of course, with all the dishes. Now, if you like more onions and more garlic, you put whatever you want. You don't want potatoes, leave them out. That's okay. And the rest, you know, peas, you can use peas in a can like I do, or you can use frozen peas. That's okay. And any kind of tomato sauce, whether you have something opened already in your refrigerator and you decide to use that, that's fine too. You have your own sauce, a marinara sauce, you can add that too. That's fine. So it's all up to you. You know, if you like the recipe, you could change it. You could do the way I make it. It's not a set thing. This was all invented by my parents who, of course, when we came to America, we loved the pork. So we decided, or they decided to put these ingredients together. And that's how this recipe came about. And my family loves it and they always ask for it. That's why I'm making it. Okay, so here's the pork, which is quite a bit, as you can see, for $8. That's a great buy. And what I did is I put it in the freezer for a couple hours because it's easier to slice when it's a little bit frozen. So right now I'm just taking off the parts that are like very hard to eat. I don't know what you call these, tendons or fat. You don't want much fat, as you could see. So that goes in the garbage and makes it easier to eat without this, it's not chewable at all, this part. So it has to be taken out. See? You could see it right here. There's a big one. I'm going to work on that. Okay, looks like it's all cleaned up. Oh, I found another one. Okay, so now let's start slicing. I like to cut like bite-sized pieces. That's my style for this dish, but if you want to just make small slices, you could, as I said, you can make like little slices like that if you want. And it cooks pretty quickly. Within a half hour, it will be done. So here it is. All the pork is cleaned and sliced the way I like it, into bite-sized pieces. And I'm going to put some oil in the pan just to coat the bottom, because pork does give off some of the fat, so that helps the flavor. So I'll turn it on to medium. As I said before, always be in control of your pan. If it's too high, you have to lower it. If it's too low, you have to raise it, but you have to be in control. So I'm going to salt and pepper the meats. I like pepper on pork. And salt. And then I'm going to make the oil a little hotter. And then we're going to slice the onion and the potato and the garlic. By that time, the meat will have a little bit of cooking on it and sealed. Let's see if it's hot enough. It's not sizzling, but it's hot enough. Now, if you don't like pork, you can use beef. You can use chicken too. You can make it your way, but we happen to love the pork. So you also have to determine what size pan you need. As you can see, it's pretty full. And we're going to add more to it, so you have to have plenty of room for everything to cook. Okay, so I've got it all layered in the oil, nice and flat, so they all get cooked a little. Okay, get another cutting board. And I like to do the onion next to put in. I like to dice it, so I'll cut it into smaller pieces than the pork. I don't know if you could see it. So I'm just going to turn it over. You see there's a lot of juice coming out from the meat. So that's what it looks like right now. So we'll try and seal it, each piece, as much as we can by turning it over. And it turns like a gray color. But it's not cooked completely, as you know. We're going to add all this other stuff. And then it'll all cook together a half hour. So that. Okay, so we're ready to add the onion. That's one onion. Slice the other. Okay, onion number 2. So we kind of put some of the onion at the bottom of the pan so it cooks. Okay, that's how it looks. Okay, now I'm doing the garlic. Oh, here's a flyaway. I always make the garlic small. I don't like to get big chunks of it in my mouth when I eat it. If you want it bigger, that's okay too. But like I said, I don't like to chew on garlic. But I love the taste of it. Okay, so that's the size garlic, putting it in. And then we'll do the potatoes. That's looking good. It could be bite size. What I do is slice them in half and then quarter, and then just give it 3 slices, and half, and then 1, 2, 2 slices. I have this one. I put 2 potatoes, but if you like potatoes, you want to put more, that's okay. If it's too thick, you may have to slice it so it proportion with the others. Okay. Mix it. It's a very easy recipe. Once you get everything in the pot, you're done. And there's not a lot of cleanup to do. Okay, at this point we're going to put some herbs in. So I like a little more pepper with the potatoes and the onion in there. A little more salt. Then I have some dry herbs of thyme, oregano that I dried myself from my yard. Here's the thyme. And here's the rosemary. You just take it off the stick and try to smash it up. Smells good. Then I also am going to try some dry rosemary. I'll put some in for more flavor. And some more oregano. Then of course, you know, pork is made into so many other dishes. The Chinese make it, you know, those are different herbs, of course. You know, teriyaki, you can make it with soy sauce. This is Italian, so we're using these herbs. But if you like other different kind of herbs, you just do whatever you want. It's your kitchen. It'll probably taste good. Okay, so now we're at the point where we could put some tomato sauce. It has the juices. I don't know if you could see it, but there's lots of juice in here. So now we'll put some tomato sauce in. I'll use the whole thing. So now we have a beautiful different color. Okay, at this point I'm going to cover it lower the gas to medium, cover it, and let it cook for at least, let's look at it at 15 minutes. We'll check it out. And that's when we'll add the peas. Okay, so we're at the point now where my timer just went off 15 minutes, but it's not a set time. It doesn't matter if it's over a minute or under a minute and you want to just check it, that's fine. So here we are, 15 minutes. So at this point I have to decide whether I'm going to put the full can of peas in with the sauce, with the juice that's in the pan, the juice that comes in the peas, which I like it. You know, it has a lot of juice in it. So I have a lot of sauce going on here, and I would like it to get a little thicker, so I'm not going to use all of it. I'll drain some off the top, and I'll put it in. And as you know, in my other recipe, I told you to rinse the can for the tomato sauce, but in this case it was enough, so I didn't want to make it more liquidy, so I didn't rinse the can. But if you like it more juicy, then go ahead and do it. So I will drain just the top. Okay, then I'll put the peas all in. If I was using the juice, I would also rinse this out a little bit, but I don't need it today. So here's what it looks like with the peas. We just give it a little toss, very gently, so we don't mess up the peas. Now that's a meal. You have your veggies, you have your meat, and let me show you. I'll hold it up so you could see it. How's that? At this point, we will cover it again. I have the gas on at medium for the last 15 minutes, so I will lower it a little bit more and let it cook for another 15 minutes with the top on slightly off, because you don't want all that moisture from the steam to go back into the dish. You want it to dissipate and make it thicker. Okay, so that's it. I'll set my timer and I'll check it in 15 minutes. We're probably ready to eat. Okay, so we're back and we're about to check it out and see if it's all cooked. Yep, it looks good. I don't know, can I show you how it looks? All the juice is absorbed into the meat and the potatoes. I'll hold it up a little so you could see it. I'm going to shut the gas off, and here it is. Beautiful. So what I do is I serve it as is for dinner. I mean, if you want to make a salad, but you have your vegetables, you have your protein. It's all one dish meal. So that's all you need. But there are people that like to have it on rice. So maybe the next day I would make some rice, which is very easy to make rice. I can give you the recipe right now. 2 cups of water, a little salt, and 1 cup of rice, and you just let it to simmer until the rice absorbs all the water, and then put a little pat of butter in it at the end, and then you pour this over it, and that's delicious too. Or pasta, or like I said, as is. So I'm going to dish some out so you could see how nice it looks in the dish with all the veggies. And I'm going to take a little bite of one, and which here is good. So I'm going to cut a piece of meat, and look at this, it comes right off, no knife needed. And I'll get a little bit of potato, a little onion and peas, and garlic. It's perfect. I wish you could taste it. I hope you make it. It's worth it, it's easy, and it's not expensive. You can feed a whole family with it. So enjoy. Delicious.